I'm in New Zealand, in Wellington to be precise. I flew here yesterday, and on the flight over, an email was sent to me saying I can't join the cruise ship that I was meant to be joining here in Wellington in a few days' time due to coronavirus. You know that kind of thing's happening at the moment. Or this vlog might be out in 2 weeks. 2 weeks ago, flights were being cancelled, cruise ships wouldn't be joined, but I am actually scheduled to join another cruise ship, but for this 2-week period I'm not allowed to join a cruise ship, some incubation, isolation period. So I've got 2 weeks in New Zealand and the plan is to travel around. I was interrupted in my vlog intro by Jundas, who was a comedian I know from Berlin. It's a small world. This is Luke from the future. It's 13 days since I started this vlog. Just a quick warning, if you're expecting lots of juggling or anything like that, it's mostly holidaying, vacationing stuff, and this video is mostly just for friends and family to see what I've been up to on my unexpected journey in New Zealand. But if you want to watch, you can, but otherwise I'll see you on the next video when I get back to proper juggling content. I'm leaving my hotel now. I've got my hire car, everything's ready to go. The only thing which isn't ready to go is the next gig that I'm here in New Zealand to do. I woke up this morning to news that all Princess cruises were being cancelled until May, and guess what cruise ship I was meant to be joining? Yep, the Princess Cruise. So, I spent yesterday looking at all my plans for the next 10 days, and now I don't even know if that was time well spent, if I'm going to do any of it. But I'm still going to head up, go and see a juggling show, meet some jugglers. That's the plan. I'm at a henge. It's a stone henge. Actually more of a concrete henge. It's New Zealand's own Stonehenge. Stonehenge Aotearoa. And the sun has just come out. Beautiful. I mean, sometimes you're just driving along and you see a big kiwi. You've got to get a video. I happen to find myself in a school hall with hundreds of kids. It's a kids show with some juggling in it. That's why I'm here to see it.
And over those 16 years I've been hosting it the whole time. It's always interesting to see the children come back year after year. And I've seen children grow from this big right up to this big. And I think in one case, there was one child that was this big and grew up bigger and brought their own child, which was cool. Give it up for Gustav Rizal! They sort of want to see you do it. I brought it out here, we might as well use it, you know. There you go. Ladies and gentlemen, Gustav Rizal and 7 clubs. hand out this side. I'll hand Lotus fingers. There we go.
So that was the kids' big day out. It's like a sponsored show. Sponsors pay for tickets for the kids to come and see the show, and they use that money to fund the artists coming over internationally over here to the show. And then also the artists get like 2 or 3 weeks in between sections of the shows to do tourism and traveling in New Zealand. It's dinner time. I'm kind of on a budget on this trip, and here I find myself at, that's right, McDonald's. And the reason is because the kids show that I just went to is sponsored by McDonald's, and I got a free Big Mac with any purchase. So apparently I can just buy small fries and then get a Big Mac. So this is not my normal food. It was free, but I kind of almost wish I'd have gone somewhere else for dinner. In fact, I do wish I'd have gone somewhere else for dinner. Such a beautiful place to stop to get lunch. Wow. Honk. Lake Taupo. Taupo, the city is down there where I'm staying now, but I'm going to be walking up a mountain, and because I'm doing some hiking, of course I'm not taking my big camera, so these juggling videos and stuff will be done with the iPhone. I'm guessing that this is a popular hike, considering this is the footpath. Oh yeah, actually that is too narrow for me to get through. Oh well. What a fun hike. Normally I don't like hiking uphill through forest because I'd rather either be able to see where I'm going or see the scenery. But this forest is really interesting, so I'm quite enjoying it. Fun glimpses out across the mountains. Okay, apparently this is the summit. Ah, yeah. This is what I'm here for. Amazing. Oh, beautiful. I just tried climbing to the top of that rock to get a juggling video up there, but there's a massive swarm of flying ants up there, and I just got like attacked, well not attacked, but just covered and swarmed by flying ants, and they're all over me. So that's no fun. So now I'm going to find a different place to get a juggling video, because that was quite unpleasant. Ugh. My plan was to stay here on top of the hill until sunset. That's what I've done. Really great evening. Now time to head back down. This is the part of the trail where so many people have hiked along here that they've worn the path down, so much so that the sides of the path are actually higher than the height of my head. I'm 186 centimeters, so this is some impressive path maintenance, or no path maintenance at all. Let's see what it looks like straight ahead. Crazy fun footpath. Whoa! Tip. Don't try and walk down a path while looking at your phone screen. Look at this. This whole thing here is worn away just by people walking down this footpath. It's crazy. But the forest is on fire. The forest is on fire. Oh, this is so beautiful. Always time your hikes with the sunset. Although don't, because if anything goes wrong, the emergency people have to find you in the dark. It's another day in New Zealand. Today is mountain biking day, which is why I'm going with the GoPro. Oh my goodness, mountain biking is so much fun. I've not done proper mountain biking for maybe 15 years, so it's good to get back into it. The pedals on this bike are as slippy as anything. Super sketchy. Gonna see if I can clear every jump. Here we go. Yeah. 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 Ooh. Cool. Can't get distracted by all the jumps behind me. Oh, just spent 25 minutes doing that. But I am actually here for a day of tourism, by some waterfalls, and then mountain bike trails through a forest.
The Hacker Falls, New Zealand's most visited tourist attraction.
Oh no! That's what you get for $30 hire bike. Gears don't work properly. I can do this for without. Woo! Alright, Scrags was a lot of fun. I'm just struggling with my gear changing. I've got to get used to that on this bike. Okay, this is Scrags with seesaw log rides. Can I do the tyres? I'm guessing not. Nope. Need to put my saddle down if I'm doing features. And I can't rely on these gears at all, which is so annoying because when I want to get some speed to go up, I just lose it all because I can't rely on these back gears. Car park, Beagle Boys uphill, Beagle Boys downhill, and then connection back, 33. With a GoPro in my mouth. Not sure if this is a good idea. Oh yeah. Yeah. Woo! Well, that was to be expected. Okay, so back at the car park where I did Beagle Boys, which was good fun, although it did come off. And then I did Tourist Trap back to the car park. And now I'm going to do the bottom half of Tourist Trap back to the hub. I'm going to get myself some food and wash the grit out of my mouth. Just so beautiful around here. This is so cool. So nice along here. Oh yeah. Oh, let's slow down. Woo! Oh yeah. This traps ride is really, really nice. Woo! A day of cycling required a dip in the river and also some hot springs over here, I think. Kind of a pity you've got to go back across the cold water to get out again. I very much enjoyed soaking there. Working on cruise ships, the hot tub and soaking in the hot tub is one of my main activities. And, it's just kind of like a busy hot tub. Why is this the world's coolest McDonald's? Because it's in an aeroplane. Alright, I'm up here in the mountains, the real mountains this time. There's no forest around, just pure naked volcanic rock. Amazingly, there's a rainbow all the way around the sun, which is making me feel pretty good. In that direction, it's Mount Doom. So beautiful around here. This would have been a perfect place to eat my lunch, but I left my lunch pack down in the car. Oh, I'm so annoyed with myself. This is Mead's Wall. It reminds me of about 8 different locations in Lord of the Rings. probably was. There's a break in the wind, so a quick update on today's hike. I'm at the top. No, actually I'm not at the top. Mount Wakapovo is behind me. I was thinking of going up to the summit, but it was in clouds just before. The weather is not so great and it's quite late in the day already. Tomorrow I was meant to be doing the Tongariro alpine crossing, but it apparently is going to be really windy tomorrow, gale force winds, so that's not going to happen. So while today was meant to be a rest day before I did the crossing tomorrow, instead I've done a 2.5 hour hike with 900 meters of elevation up to where I am now. Now it's time for my packed lunch, which I got from the car. This would be such a perfect international juggler spot right there. Look at that. But there's no way I'm climbing that. That's crazy. I'm so glad I left my packed lunch in the car earlier and didn't eat it in the previous spot, because this spot is way nicer here on the ridge. Oh my goodness, I'm almost in tears how beautiful this is. The sunsets here in New Zealand are fantastic from the mountains. That's Mount Taranaki. It's hundreds of kilometers away, but it's just sticking out above the clouds for me to see here. Oh, so fantastic. But also to reiterate, don't time your hikes up mountains to coincide with sunsets, because if anything goes wrong, the rescuers have to find you in the dark. But fuck me, this is beautiful. Another mountain biking day, this time doing the Fisher's Trail, Fisher's Track. Behind me is Leo from Denmark. We're going down this together. Let's do it. Wow. So great. And this is where I'm going to juggle. All right. Perfect. Oh, beautiful. Oh, deer. A deer. My goodness, deer. I'm chasing deer on my bike. Oh. All right, gate 4. Oh. Here we go. It's pretty windy. This wind is why I'm not doing the crossing today at the top of the mountain. If it's breaking branches off down here, I'd hate to think what it's like at 2,000 meters. 30 kilometers, 2 hours, and now somebody is taking us back to the top of the hill. No, it's okay, just caught my hand. I mean, sometimes you're just driving along and you see a big kiwi, and you've got to get a video. The hostel has a hot tub. You can book it for 30 minutes at a time for private use. Yeah. Oh yeah, picked a perfect day for doing a big hike. Frost is right here. You can tell there's a mismatch between where I thought I was going to be on this trip and where I actually ended up on this trip. Here we go. All right. Here we go, crossing 19.4 kilometers over that hill. Snow on top of the mountain for the first time this year. That was going to hit me in the face. One more try.
So,
There you go. Thank you very much. One person clapping. That's great. This is Gary, my hiking companion for today. We're heading up there, but the view is in this direction. I'm leaving Gary behind. Well, actually, he's leaving me behind. He's going on with the crossing, and I'm going to see if I can get up to the summit of the mountain. It's another maybe hour's hike. An amazing short walk up here by myself, away from the crowds. But then I find this sign which just says, "Go back." You know what? I think I'm going to be sensible and follow the instructions and go back to the main trail. I'm not going to do the summit today. Active volcano landscape eruptions can occur at any time with no warning. I hope not. Just more amazing views. These are the Green Lakes. This is steam from the volcano and it stinks of eggs. Hiking the trail, passing the hot springs. On Sunday I was on the mountain all the way over there looking back this way. Now I'm here looking that way. Okay, so I'm in the forest doing the last part of the Tongariro alpine crossing, and it's been an okay walk. I think my main issue is that I built this up too much in my head. I saved it for later in the trip, so it wasn't the best thing I did right at the start, and I did other walks and other hikes up mountains to prepare for it, and I think that's my issue, because loads of people said this was like the highlight of the entire trip to New Zealand and I should definitely do this. And I guess if this was your main hike that you did, or your only hike, or your first hike, it would be amazing. But the other two hikes that I did, one was through a forest, and it was much more fun exploring that forest than this forest, which is sort of like a tourist path. And then I did a hike the other day up another mountain where I could see this mountain, so I had a similar kind of views and a lot more adventurous fun climbing up there by myself. And this was a really good 2.5 hour hike, followed by quite a boring 3 hour like tourist walk. It's just, you're just walking across steps and stuff, and I guess I was expecting a little bit more from this, but again, it is my fault for doing other more interesting hiking before it. The views were good, but it wasn't worth coming up to 6 hours worth of hiking for the views that I got, I guess. I'm in Rotorua and it stinks here. It just smells of eggs. Bubble, bubble, bubble. This hostel has a geothermally heated pool. Ah, yeah. I'm really impressed by the hostels here in New Zealand. Over half of them so far have had pools and hot tubs. This is not a bruise from falling off the bike. This is actually a map of a volcano here in New Zealand. And this is a map of another volcano here in New Zealand, not a bruise from falling off the bike. I've done hiking, then biking, then hiking, then biking, and then hiking, and now I'm back to biking again on a much nicer bike. It's got full suspension, locking suspension, a dropper post, a lot more expensive than the previous bikes, but hopefully this is going to be a much nicer ride. There's some amazing trails around here in Rotorua. I got the shuttle, $10 shuttle to the top of the hill, and so now I'm going to do some slightly more downhilly swoopy trails. Eagle versus shark, grade 3, intermediate. Oh yeah! What a fun trail! Eagle versus shark to picnic table. Nice. Alright, so I just came out of a grade 4 advanced trail and going into a little riding hut or something. Loads of jumps, and I'm not clearing any of them. I'm just rolling them all. But this is perfect for me. A lot of fun. Third time down, eagle versus shark. Let's see if this time I'm a little bit more confident. Here we go. Alright, it's probably the most fun trail I've ridden this entire trip. That's the day's riding for me. It's so good to be on a proper mountain bike with full suspension, adjustable suspension, a dropper seat for going up and down hills. It's just so fantastic. This has spoiled me though, doing these trails here in Rotorua on a really good mountain bike. It's going to be hard to top this anywhere else, or if I get home, to not have to have an expensive hobby. Oh, it's terrible. I pretty much did a day of hiking, then biking, and then hiking, then biking, then hiking, then biking again, and now it's a hiking day. Or, to be honest, because that's all a bit hardcore in my body, this is a day of gentle walks in the country. Yesterday, I went up to the top of this hill. There's some trails down this mountain behind me. So that was yesterday. And now I'm just going out for some nice walks around the hills and lakes of Rotorua. Beautiful view down to this lake, way up high on a mountain. I really don't want to fall into this crater. Everything's craters around here. Another lake. I thought this track would lead to the lake, but I guess it just leads to views of the lake. It might be quite steep down into that crater. Maybe some other time. So today, instead of doing just one big trek, I did 4 one-hour walks. One up a hill, one around a lake, one to a waterfall, and one to 2 craters, which I was hoping to get to the lakes, but apparently you could just look down at the craters. But that was good. All right then, I think that's it for today. The last part of this trip to New Zealand was going to be all travelling around the north. I was going to go up to the National Circus up in the Northland, go to the juggling meeting here in Auckland, but it's all been cancelled. All the shows have been cancelled, the meetings have been cancelled, and I decided to start my isolation a bit early before my flight home tomorrow. So I'm visiting Auckland, but pretty much just for a short walk and editing the video that you just watched. So that's about it. That's my New Zealand trip. Hopefully my flights are all okay tomorrow, and this isn't part 1 of 2 where I happen to live in New Zealand from now on.